Hello, this is Ben119 and welcome back to another video. In this video I'm doing another Twilight Princess dungeon design episode and we are on dungeon number 4, which is Arbiter's Grounds. So Arbiter's Grounds is a really cool dungeon. I love the atmosphere of it, but something a lot of people don't like about it is the fact that the first half of the dungeon you have to collect 4 Poes, like the Forest Temple in Ocarina of Time, and some people think it rips off Ocarina of Time, but in my opinion I think it's still a really cool dungeon. Maybe they could have used something else instead of Pose, but I think the beginning is way different to the Forest Temple. Like, all the puzzles are way different, so I think it's fine. They could have just swapped the Pose for something else to make it more unique. Other than that, it's good. But this first room here, there's a hookshot target which I hookshotted onto, and there's sand. Now, if you stand in the sand, you will run a lot slower and you'll eventually sink. But if you roll before you get onto the sand, you can go across it quicker. I guess it's good to know because you can actually die from sinking in sand, so you need to be careful of that. Okay, over here there is a pot with lantern oil in it. I think they just put that there to make you know that there's some lantern oil puzzles, or some lantern puzzles, just in case you have low lantern oil, so you don't have to backtrack out of the dungeon and go somewhere else. I guess it's handy it's there. It kind of gives away some of the types of puzzles there's going to be. So I'm going to head to this chest. See how much slower you go when you don't roll onto the sand, that you start sinking dead quick. So there's a key in this chest and we can go back to that door and use it on the door. But there's loads of these little bugs here. I'm avoiding them for now, but later on you'll see what they do if they grab you. So let's go through this locked door. And this room is pretty dark, so we need to use the lantern. If you have got no lantern oil, you can just go back and refill your lantern at that point. Just follow the regular path round. You could roll through the sand if you wanted to, and just avoid all these little skeletons. You could kill them. I just prefer to avoid them because you don't get anything from killing them. So it's a bit pointless. So this is the main room I'm on about, where the 4 Poes steal part of the torches. The dungeon item for this dungeon is the spinner, and the thing I don't like that much about the spinner is they only use it in the second half, or even like last third of the dungeon. Like, the spinner is used in a really cool way right near the end of the dungeon, but I wish the spinner was just used more in this dungeon. I wish you got the spinner really early on and you got to use it throughout this whole Poe collecting section of the dungeon. Just make the item a lot better. Plus you barely use the item ever again after this. So here we go. 3 of them go off into the dungeon and 1 of them stays here. So you probably know about Poes. You have to turn into a wolf and go into sense mode, and you're able to kill them. It's a bit like the regular Poes, but they're a bit harder to kill. You should probably know this because you'll probably find Poes in the main game before getting to these. I think there's one right outside the temple if you don't know about them. So you go, you get the Poe soul, and now when he dies, you can actually snip him, and then you can follow his scent. But I'm going to do that in a minute because there's some chests I want to get first. So there we go, 1 of the torches is going to get lit. Once all 4 are lit, the gate will open. Nothing happens between, like, 2 doesn't unlock anything, 3 doesn't unlock anything, you have to get all 4 just to unlock 1 thing. So we're going to go across here, and I believe this chest has got the map. And the one on the other side has got a heart piece. Now, I think it's really stupid that they put a heart piece in such an easy place. I think the second heart piece is even worse though, with how easy it is. So there's the map. I'd actually think the map chest is harder to get than the heart piece chest. This is the map here. It's quite a big map. But the thing is, it is 2 different sections we're seeing on the map. And some of the stuff on the map we're only able to access later on, so it's actually not that big. It's not that non-linear, this dungeon. It's fairly linear. The start is a little bit non-linear, but a lot of the rooms just follow a certain order, which is pretty clever, I guess. Let's go across here. This is the chest with the heart piece I was on about. So here we go. Heart piece. I really like the theme of the dungeon though. Like all the skeletons and little bugs and everything. It actually feels like a proper desert dungeon. Like the Spirit Temple in Ocarina of Time was really good. I get that game is a lot older, but the atmosphere in that dungeon I don't think was as good as this dungeon here. And the atmosphere in this dungeon is just perfect. So we go. We can follow the scent. And it leads over to this sand thing here, which we can dig. And look here, we can pull this. And it does something, you'll see what it does in a minute. I don't know why they put that there, I guess it's cool that it's there, it makes you follow a scent. And later on there's a puzzle with scent, and you can follow it. I'll show you that when we get to that. But that's pretty cool, hidden staircase drops down. And if you've ever played Minecraft, it reminds me of redstone staircases in Minecraft. You know, when you like pull a lever and the stairs just like drop down with pistons. It's a little bit like that. When I played Twilight Princess, I hadn't played Minecraft though before it. Oh yeah, it's cool. So you can actually push this bit of the wall and it basically turns the walls in this room and the room above, which makes it a bit complicated because you have to keep track of the room above. So this is a re-dead, they can freeze you, and just as they're about to hit you, you're able to hit them though. And we got a first key. Now something about keys I find a little bit weird. I think every key should be in a large chest. I don't get it why some keys are in small chests and some keys are in large chests. I just think they should all be in large or all be in small. It's just a bit weird that it's like mixed. Because they're all as important as each other. And as you saw there, when I turned the room, it made a little hole appear in the room above, which I could hookshot. And if I just went into that room normally, this door wouldn't be accessible because it's complicated to explain, but the only way of accessing this door is by going from underneath. And we got our second Poe. So this room's pretty cool. We'll see a room later on that looks similar to this where we get the fourth Poe. So we got 2 out of 4 already. Yeah, this dungeon's going to be dead short if this is how quick each one will be. But no, the other 2 are a lot further away than these 2. These 2 are just dead easy. This one's actually quite hard to figure out, to be fair. This might take you a while to figure out. But we go down here, and we have to turn this back in order to exit this room. But when we turn this wall here... Oh, I think I did it the wrong way. Yeah, let me go on the other side. When we turn this wall here, above us, it will open up a locked door that we're able to access. So you have to go back out, then go back in upstairs in order to access a different door. It sounds complicated, but I think if you just played it, you'd understand. So there we go, second Poe. I wonder if a lot of people find that Poe fourth. Like, they find the first ones, and then they forget about that one, because it's complicated. I don't know, maybe that's just me. When I first played it, I think that was the final one I found, because I didn't really get this puzzle at first. If you have a map at this point, you can see there's an extra room on there where a room should be. Here we go, use the key on the locked door. And the map's really helpful because you're able to see things that you wouldn't think are there. Like where an extra room would be, where a chest would be. Sometimes it does spoil certain puzzles and secrets a bit, because you know whether there'll be something there or not, but I think it's pretty cool. I don't know, you can rely on the map quite well. A little block puzzle here to pull this block. Nothing tells you this block's pullable, but you could probably just guess just by the way it looks. Oh yeah, I needed to talk about the sand. There was like spikes popping out when you got near to them, so you had to make your own path around it. It reminds me of the fire temple in Ocarina of Time, or the forest temple in Wind Waker, when the fire just pops up and you have to, it's like a maze, it's like an invisible maze. They did that a little bit in this temple. It's pretty cool. A little bit underused, but cool I guess. Nothing wrong with it. Go through here, you have to lift that thing up by pulling it back. A little bit like Goron Mines. And over here there's a chest. And I think this is one of the only dungeons where you do get the compass quite early on. So here we go. I'll just quickly show you the map again with all the chests. I haven't missed any chests so far. There's one in this room I still need to get. It's a key. Yeah, there's a lot of floors. There's 4 floors and 2 basements. I think that's the same as the water temple. I think the water temple had 4 floors and 2 basements. I don't know. There we go. Push that, and there's a locked door on that side. And on the other side, though, there is a room over here. And there is a key. There's a re-dead. Pops up. Try and make the jump, but I know he's there, so it's okay. I don't know the best way to kill him. I just quick spin as fast as I can. I just Z-target and just do as many quick spins as I can. Sometimes you can damage them twice with quick spins. Sometimes you don't. There you go, got the key. Sometimes they drop 20 rupees, which is pretty cool. Okay, so something I want to talk about. This is to do with Twilight Princess. This isn't really to do with this dungeon, but Especially later on, I feel like the game gives you way too many rupees. Like preparing for these dungeons, I've had to wear the magic armor just to get rid of rupees, just so I'll have enough room in my wallet for rupees for the next dungeon. I think the game is good, but I think there's not that much to spend your rupees on, especially if when you do Mallow Mart, you reduce the price to 200 rupees instead of 2,000. I think that makes it a lot easier. I think when it's 2,000 it costs too much, but 200 is too little, it should be like 1,000. Never mind. It goes, another re-dead, kill this guy. Those little skeletons are a little bit annoying, they get in the way. It's really hard to not get hit in this room. Go, he's dead. Turn into a wolf, and he's sent. You can see it's pointing to another one of these sand pits, so I guess you can figure that out. If you look on the map, there's also a room in the middle, which, I don't know, I think you can hear the Poe a little bit as well. Even if you don't see that, you can hear the Poe when you're in this room. So if you listen out carefully, you'll know there's something in here. Go, take him out, jump on him, and rip his soul out. Kind of rhymed. Take him out, rip his soul out. No, it didn't rhyme. I am very bad at rhyming. Right, he's dead. That's all that matters, he's dead. I think what you're supposed to do with a lot of these is follow the scent as a wolf the whole time. But I think I just get annoyed at doing that because you have to keep swapping from Link to wolf. I just follow the doors. Oh yeah, Midna can open doors, you might not know that. This is also the first dungeon where you get to play as Wolf and Link, which is pretty cool. I wish in more of these dungeons there was even more wolf puzzles. I wish you got to switch between Link and Wolf a lot more than you do. This is a good example though. You get to swap between Link and Wolf a lot. But once we get that key, loads of rats spawn in. They only spawn after you get the key, which is weird. And they're invisible, you have to use the scent to see them. And they try and jump on you. Oh yeah, that's an example of wolf jumping being a bit stupid. You can sometimes fall off ledges. Go, kill these. Oh, camera went a bit weird, sorry about that. Right, go up here. Turn off scent, and turn back into Link. Go through this locked door, so if you're very good with directions, you might know where we are now. You may just be looking at the mini-map in the bottom left, but this is the main room. So we're back in the main room. And we got 3 out of 4, so we only need 1 more. This last one though is probably the furthest one away. So we have to go on this chandelier. Oh, I fell there. I thought, for a split second, I thought I'd have to go all the way back around, but no, I was fine. There's a little ledge down there to save you. Go through this door. You can actually access the downstairs part of this room, but there's nothing really to do because this block blocks it off and there's quicksand everywhere, so you can't really get anywhere. So I didn't really show it off because I thought it'd just be a bit of a waste of your time. And we'll go out that door anyway later. Don't forget this little chest, just 20 rupees. Just something a bit rubbish. I don't know, this game just rewards you rupees all the time. Hey, pull this thing. Oh yeah, these creatures are really annoying. I think you're supposed to take these out first, but I'm very impatient. I don't do that. I just kill them when they get near me. So you have to pull this chain. And the chandelier goes up. And what you're supposed to do is wait inside that middle area for it to drop down and then go on top of it and jump across that door. But there's a chest you can get on this side if you're quick. Stamp in there. And if you're quick enough, you can actually get back underneath it. But I think I might have been too quick in this clip. Yeah, I went too far forward and I got voided out because I was crushed. Oh, I wish it just took damage and then you would just put back. It's annoying I have to redo this entire sequence. Oh well, it's my fault for overshooting. Pull it. No, when I very first did this, I thought you had to wear iron boots while pulling this, but you don't. There you go, keep pulling. This is a pretty cool puzzle. It was used earlier on, so you can guess what to do straight away. There's a hookshot target there, that'll be helpful here. Oh yeah, I remember when that thing came onto that platform for a split second there, I also thought I was going to get voided out. I thought he was going to push me underneath. But luckily I saved myself by using my sword. Oh yeah, just equipping bomb arrows there. Some people might not even know that, but if you equip your bombs and your arrows, you can make bomb arrows. I guess you'd have to know that at this point, because in Lakebed Temple you have to use bomb arrows. But there's probably a lot of people who don't know that at first. In Link's Awakening, this is a bit off topic, but in the new Link's Awakening remake, you can use bomb arrows as well, but they're not combinable. You just have to have bombs and arrows set on 2 buttons and then press both buttons at the same time. Something I didn't even know until I completed the game 100%. And then I just found out from speedrunners, and I'm like, oh wow, you can do that. There's 2 little chests in this room. Not much else going on, just 2 chests. Oh, this room's cool. So there's a statue in this room, and you have to light a certain torch. Now, when I was a lot younger playing this, I just thought it was random. I used to just guess every time, but the real way of doing it is really clever. You have to turn into a wolf, use your scent, and the torch that the scent goes to is the right one. I think it's random on every profile, because I swear it's not been number 1 for me ever. But when I used to do that, I used to guess, and I used to always get it wrong. If you get it wrong, I think all the torches go out, all the doors lock, and then skeletons spawn. You have to kill them all before trying again. But there you go, you can get it right first try if you just do that. I just thought to do that recently, and I realised that's the right thing to do. Okay, this is the final one I was on about. It's similar to the second Poe. So this boss fight is quite similar to the Ocarina of Time boss fight where you have to fight the 4th Poe. They all go in a circle, and one of them is the real one, and then you have to fight the real one. It's pretty cool. Turn the camera. There we go. That's the real one. Fight him. Okay. Go in a circle, spin around. Oh yeah, I think I almost got it wrong because my Z target went on the wrong one, but then I managed to get it just in time. And there you go, and take his soul. So that will be the end of the first part. In the second part, we're going to do everything else in the dungeon. I was going to split it up into 3 parts, but then I realised the second part was actually quite short. So it's like a 20-minute video, so look out for that. That'll be out very soon. So if you enjoyed this, please leave a like and subscribe if you're new around here. The part 2 will be soon. If I missed anything, please let me know in the comments, because I'd love to hear about it. If you've got anything else to say about this dungeon, please do. And this is goodbye. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.